Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome to SSLC's live Pathway webinar series. My name is Ilyas, and I'm the Pathway Program Manager here at SSLC, joining you live from Vancouver. Hope everyone is doing well and staying safe in their homes. Thanks for being here again. We have our Pathway partner and our sister school, Sprott College, joining us today. So we will invite Takako and Hemant shortly on stage. We will be talking about Sprott College's programs, what they offer, how our pathway works between our schools, between SSLC and SSC. And it will be interactive, so I will be asking them questions and they'll answer my questions. If you have specific questions, in the end, you can also ask your questions live. So we can also invite you on stage, or you can just simply type your questions on the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen. So thanks for being here again. We will be live every week. So we have another live session this Thursday, and then another one on next Tuesday. Oh, I see Takako and Hemant. Welcome, guys. Welcome to our webinar today.
Hi, thank you.
I guess everyone can hear you well. We have, so Takako and Hemant again, joining us live from Sprott College's International Office in downtown Vancouver. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Good.
Good. Thanks, Elias, for connecting us.
You're welcome. Why don't we start by getting to know you first? Let's get to, why don't you introduce yourself quickly, what you do at Sprott College, and how long have you been with the company, etc. And then I'll go right into the questions.
I'll let Takako take the lead.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Takako. I'm marketing manager for Japan market. I've been working for Sprott for a long time. So, well, let's say 10 plus. More than that, of course. And I really enjoy working here in multicultural environment. And today, I hope you will get to know us a little bit more and through this session. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Takako. My name is Hemant Kumar, and I handle the international recruitment and admissions for the India and the Middle East market for Sprott College International. I've been a part of the system. I joined the company early last year, and I've been in the system for more than 1.5 years now.
Thank you so much. Great to know both of you. So why don't you tell us a bit about Sprott College? Who's Sprott College? What does Sprott College offer to students? Let's start by answering these questions. Maybe Takako?
Okay, so talk about Sprott. Yes. For Sprott, our history began in 1903 when Robert James Sprott partnered with William Henry Shaw to open the first Sprott School. So this year, we celebrate our 117th anniversary. So now we have 16 campuses across British Columbia and approximately 500,000 graduates so far. So Sprott is the one of the oldest and largest private post-secondary institution in British Columbia. Over 130 career-focused programs available at Sprott. We also is one of the largest provider of practical nursing training in BC. And our dedicated employment service specialists assist our current student and graduate with job assistance through their lifetime. So we also provide a lifetime course refreshers and skill upgrading to our graduate. Our main goal is to provide students with high quality, industry recognized education. So we are here to support our students from the beginning until long after they graduate. So that's about it.
Great. So did I hear that right? Sprott College is the oldest private institution in Western Canada, right?
One of the oldest.
Or the oldest, sorry.
One of the oldest.
One
Yes.
of the oldest. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Um, how many students are studying currently at Sprott College? And can you also give me a breakdown of your students? How many local students we have, and or the percentage-wise, and international students?
Okay, I'll take that question. Currently, we have 4,500 students, active students. 80% of them local student, local Canadian, 20% international student. We have an international student from over 25 countries. That's okay?
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you for answering that. So we know that Sprott College offers more than 100 programs throughout their campuses. So you just mentioned that you have 16 campuses all over BC. I just wonder if all the programs are offered in all the campuses, or how does this work?
Okay, I'd like to answer that question for you, Laz. So correct. So Sprott is present across 16 campuses in British Columbia. We are quite widespread, and majority of our campuses are, of course, in the Metro Vancouver region, which include popular places like Vancouver, New West, Richmond, Surrey, Abbotsford, Chilliwack. And if we go beyond, we have campuses, dedicated campuses in places like Kamloops, Kelowna, Victoria, Nanaimo, Penticton. So as we said, we have a huge list. And to address your question regarding the courses, yes, so majority of our courses are available at majority of our campuses, which means our most popular program could most certainly be available, say if it's business or if it's early childhood education, you would find it at most of the campuses. However, having said that, we have dedicated campuses for certain programs, like the Burnaby campus here in Metro Vancouver is certainly dedicated for the trade school. So we offer specific trades programs related to, say, electrical foundation, etc. And at the same time, our Seymour campus, which is very, very popular for the international students, right here in the heart of the Vancouver downtown city, is popular for the early childhood education. So we've kind of kept a healthy mix for it, but I think by and large, we have a very, very wide presence across the state.
So I know we are right now focusing mostly on international students, and I just have a quick question regarding this campus offerings. So let's say a student started in Seymour campus in downtown, or in Pender campus downtown Vancouver. Let's say they're studying business management, and you offer the same program, let's say in Kamloops or Kelowna. Are they able to transfer between campuses easily, or how would it work?
Okay, I'll take that question. It depends. If the schedule-wise exactly the same, two campuses the same, and easy transfer. Or some of the students say, yeah, but still, I can wait a couple weeks to, schedule adjustment coming up the subject I have to take. Then we'll be able to help. So it really depends. So we usually ask the student, just talk to us first and see, we can actually see the scheduling, how it works, and then we'll be able to help them. Okay?
All right. So then, since we talked about the campuses, how many intakes do you have per year?
We have monthly intakes. So every 4 weeks, we have starts. So if the student miss this month's starts, probably maximum is wait 3 weeks. So it's pretty good. And for the students, no wait list at Sprott College right now.
That's one of the advantages of Sprott College, I believe. It's very flexible. We have start dates every 4 weeks, so students can come whenever they want
especially
to.
Just to add to that, especially students finishing the language programs, there's always you're always looking at closing your programs, and sometimes what would happen with some other universities and colleges that you may have to wait for 3 months, 6 months, and sometimes specific programs maybe you have to wait for an year, which may not be the best kind of waiting period, because technically the student would want to get into a vocational or a post-secondary education at the earliest. So in this particular case, having a monthly starts, as my colleague Takaka just mentioned about, certainly gives them an advantage of saving time. And I would say time is equal to money in these days. So no waiting periods. We will be able to get the students to classes as soon as possible. And with a very, very thorough admission process we have, I think all our advisors are always on the toes to engage the students and get them to the campus at the earliest.
Great. And as you mentioned, this happens with all the students. When there's a certain intake dates, it's sometimes hard to catch because students need to apply for their visas or they need to complete their English studies. So sometimes they won't be able to get to the desired level at our school. So they have to take additional month or additional weeks with us. So in those cases, what happens? They'll be missing the deadline for that specific intake. But with Sprott College, we don't have such problems. If they can't catch one intake, they can start the next month.
Absolutely.
Great. And I just want to touch base on the English language requirements at Sprott College. What are the general English proficiency requirements at Sprott? And after that, I'll touch base on our pathway.
Sure. I think, yeah. So I think that's where SSLC and SSC combination really fits in very, very well. Certainly, international students have to demonstrate a certain level of English proficiency before they can start the programs. Generally, because of the nature of the program, requires them to be having a minimum threshold when we talk of the English requirements. Again, at Sprott, the good part is that we accept multiple exams. For example, we accept IELTS as the most popular exam, of course, for students across nations. But at the same time, with the COVID situation prevailing, we have started accepting Duolingo, and of course, we also accept TOEFL and PTE. So I think it's a range of options available to the students. We don't want our students to wait or feel helpless because of a certain center being closed. So right from online to offline options of all these popular English exams, I would say, we accept all these exams. Having said that, just I'll take another minute to talk about the scores. Our general requirements across programs, across campuses at Sprott College is an IELTS of overall 5.5.
Okay.
So we can have an equivalency for all the other exams like Duolingo and all, but by and large, our requirements is this. However, for certain programs like healthcare, where the requirement is, say, a provincial or a ministerial requirement, we may have a higher IELTS requirement, maybe ranging between 6 to 7. But it really depends on the program. For example, a nursing student is expected to have an higher English proficiency because of the future work that they would be expected to do. So in those cases, the IELTS requirement may reach, say, an IELTS over of 7. But apart from these couple or 2 or 3 programs, most of our programs lie in the same range, as I said, an IELTS of 5.5 overall.
Or instead, if they don't have any English proficiency scores, what they can simply do, and if they need an English upgrade, they can come to SSLC and study in one of our campuses in Vancouver, Victoria, or even Toronto. Students have the choice of completing our ESL level 4 to be able to transfer to Sprott College, or ESL skill-focused ESL level 4 or above. So this can be our pathway program, which is EPE, English for Post-Secondary Education. That's a 12-week course. And then we have our IELTS test preparation, power speaking, and modern media and business English. So if students complete our specialized programs, these range from 8 to 12 weeks, or complete our ESL level 4, they'll be able to transfer to SSC, Sprott College, without any delays. Am I correct?
Yes, and then already some of the SSLC students enjoying this advantage. So a lot of students, they kind of nervous to take our entrance assessment, especially English. So a lot of actually SSLC students say, yes, I have SSLC level 4 completion or like a PMM, BE, so EPE. So yes, that's actually a great pathway system we have. Yes.
So all they have to do is just provide SSLC certificate and they'll be good to go.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, how about this? Let's say we have some local international students here who were not part of SSLC, but their English is good. Maybe they studied in another language school, but they don't have any English proficiency. So they didn't take any IELTS or TOEFL exams. Do you have any in-house entrance assessment?
Yes, we have an entrance assessment online, available online, English and math. So even like a student is in their own country, they can
Mm-hmm.
take it comfortably at home. So what they have to do is actually book with us,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can send you the invitation, the link for the online test. So each online test, math and language, each takes about 45 minutes
Okay.
to complete.
So they have to do an English test. I believe this is multiple choice exams,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
So they have to do English and math for
Math,
all
yes.
your programs, right?
Mhm.
English is by and large needed for all our programs, but for certain programs we have a waiver for maths. For example, early childhood education, they don't need to write maths.
Okay.
Yeah, and then some program need composition. They have to submit composition for
Yes.
early childhood education program or healthcare programs.
Is
So,
it
but
like
English is a math.
is it like a letter of intent kind of thing, or they have to write about? You give a topic and they have to write about this.
Yes, like a short essay type
Short
of essay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about 3 questions.
All right. So we talked about the admission requirements. Maybe we can touch base on other admission requirements other than the English part or English proficiency part. So they have to graduate from high school, right, to be able to admit into Sprott Shaw College's programs?
Yes, high school graduate or
High school.
mature status. Yes, 19
Okay.
years or older. Yes.
All right. So all you need is their transcripts or their diploma from their high schools.
That's correct.
All right. So let's go into some of your programs. What are the popular programs at Sprott Shaw and why?
Okay, I would like to take that question for you, Ilyas.
Okay.
So till now we talked about the college and its history, background, the campuses, and we just touched base on the English requirements. And I think an important factor to consider for many of the students who would be watching this video live or in the future, I think it's important to know that Sprott Shaw offers a range of programs. Technically, we offer more than 100 plus programs, and I think which is quite a good feat we have. And our programs range, so we have by and large divided into 5 or 6 different faculties. So our popular programs include business, tourism, hospitality, early childhood education, and niche programs with respect to healthcare like nursing, healthcare assistant, pharmacy assistant, etc. So these would be our popular programs. But one more feature which I would want to talk about when we talk about SSC programs, another reason why our programs are much more popular in the market is because of the co-op option. So co-op is basically cooperative placement. And majority of the programs that I talked to you about, so whether it's business, it's hospitality, it's tourism, even a postgraduate certificate in nursing, all come with a co-op option, which is kind of a paid internship in which the co-op is arranged by the college. So it's our responsibility to place the student into the industry. And that works through a kind of dedicated ESS, Employment Service Specialist, available at all our campuses, who work very, very closely with the students, right? So they would work on the profiles, they would sit with them, help them prepare for the interview. And after understanding their interest areas, we'll find a match for them so that we place them in the industry. And now this co-op experience helps them to gain the necessary industry experience, A, and B, of course, it's a paid internship, most of these, right? So student can work full-time as well, 40 hours a week, and earn, right? So which will help him to financially support himself. So co-op is, and the moment I add co-op to all my these list of programs, they become very, very much more attractive, I would say. Kaki, if you would want to add something there.
No, it's okay. That's good. You introduced enough.
Yeah.
So in a co-op program, correct me if I'm wrong, students come and study at Sprott Shaw College for a period of time, and when they complete their studies, they go and work for full time. So they kind of do a paid internship, right?
That's right. For example, we have, okay, sorry to cut you off. For example, 2 years co-op program we have. The first year, the students study here, the full time here. Once they complete academic portion, they go move into work experience, so the paid work. And also our co-op coordinator will help 100% for the co-op arrangement and support them, always there for them until they complete the co-op programs.
So you work with students from the beginning to place them into a job, right? Or your co-op placement person. So you go through their resumes, their CVs, and their cover letters, and then you help them find a job where they can work full-time and apply the skills that they learn in a classroom.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then, and then even the interview practice before they go into the actual, interview with the prospective, companies. Yeah.
Nice. Since we talked about working as a co-op student, are they able to work during their studies, like let's say during the first 6 months or first year?
Right. So yes, since we are a designated learning institution now, we have a valid DLI. So the students starting the programs at Sprott, from day one of their program start, they are eligible to work off campus at part-time basis, 20 hours a week, up to 20 hours a week.
So they can work part-time when they study, and when they're done with their studies, when they're ready to do their co-op paid internship, they'll be working for full-time.
They have an option to work full-time, correct, for the duration of their co-op.
For the duration of their co-op. That's good. So let's say I'm a prospective student and I'd like to learn more about your programs, and I want to join a course or a class. Is this possible? Do you have any campus tours, or do you have any trial lessons? How does this work?
Okay, yes, we do. We call it a desk for a day. So when you book a desk for a day with us, you will get invited to one of our campuses, and then our campus admission advisor provides you with a campus tour, and then you can ask any question you may have. Then after that, you are going to join one of our classes. And you can stay as long as you want. Even during the break time, you can chat with our students. So you'll be able to actually feel and then sense it, oh, this is a social student life before you make a decision. So we encourage students to book a desk for a day. Just call us. We can book. But that time, we want to know which campus and which program, because we have 16 campuses and over 130 programs. So just help us to narrow down a little bit. Okay? Good.
Nice. I just have a quick question. How does the schedule work when international students enroll in your programs? Is it like full-time Monday to Friday, or is it more flexible? Do you have set schedules for them, or do they just choose their courses, or is it just given to them? How does it work?
Okay. It depends. Some of the program is like 4 days a week, and some of them are 5. It depends on program, and some programs student can choose. Or sometimes we have a condensed schedule. That means 3 days a week. So more like a full day, the morning to in the afternoon, late afternoon study. So it's really depend on the program. Some program students have some options. Some program are already scheduled. So it's really up to the program.
Yeah.
So basically, they will have plenty of time to work part-time during their studies.
Correct. So the programs or the schedules are kind of derived in a way so that students do get time to kind of work part-time and without compromising their studies. And just to add a quick input out there is that during the current COVID-19, I would like to let everybody know that we have transitioned seamlessly into an online delivery model. So all our students across campuses are studying online, and we kind of intend to continue with that till the time situation improves.
All right. So I see a question from Joe. He's asking, I believe, about the tuition fees. So I was about to ask this question as well. What are the tuition fees, and are there any scholarship opportunities for international students?
We offer a scholarship. We do have a scholarship. So we would like to know your situation, your qualification. So if you would like to apply for a Sprott scholarship, just contact us first, and we will actually review and then evaluate your case and let you know what type of scholarship available for you. We have a variety of scholarships available for students. So it's really up to the students and case by case.
Case by case. And would you be able to tell us your tuition fees, like approximately where does it start and how much does it go?
Okay.
Your tuition fees, approximately. I know that it differs for every program, but
Okay, so I think I can answer that question for you. So yes, Elias, as you rightly said, that our kind of program varies as per the program, of course. It varies from faculty to faculty, and it also depends upon the duration of the program. So our shortest programs could be anything, say, 4 months and upwards, and then most of our popular programs would be ranging anything between 1 year to 2 years, depending whether a student opts to take with co-op or without co-op, right? So our typical admission fee, again, would also vary. As I said, a nursing could be completely different from a business program, but by and large, if I say it may be around 15 to 16,000 a year for most of our programs, and goes upwards, say around 20,000 if you are adding co-op to it. But some of the other programs could be even higher, like for example, the nursing program, of course, with its kind of strenuous requirements, the program could be really upwards.
I see.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hemant. I just want to talk about your pathways with other institutions. So we have a pathway between SSLC and SSC. So students come study English with SSLC, and then they move on to Sprott College, where they work, where they study and work up to 2 years. And then what? What happens? Can they stay in Canada, continue working, or can they continue their studies with other institutions? Can you tell us a bit about your pathways and students' options after Sprott College?
Sure, Elias. Thank you for, in fact, asking that question. Just like the few USPs, unique advantages we talked about Sprott, which includes, say, monthly starts or 16 campuses and programs ranging wide across the faculties. Another USP, I would say, of studying at Sprott College would be the great pathway options we offer. As you correctly pointed, a student finishes an English study at, say, SSLC or another language school, as per and then he moves into Sprott to pursue, say, a diploma. And once the student finishes this diploma, he has an option, because as we said, that minimum admission requirements is a high school requirement, right? So the student who is aiming to get into the Canadian education system and then followed by entering industry has an option to complete a degree after he finishes any kind of program with us. So we work with pathways. So just similarly to how SSLC and SSC, of course, we are sister concerned, but we also work with universities per se and institutions. For example, I would like to name some of our partner institutions, which include BCIT, City University. It's basically City University of Seattle. It's a US-based university having its campus in Vancouver downtown. To add to that, we work with FDU, we work with Exenda, etc. So these are some of our partner institutions where we have been working with them for quite a long time now. These are all come under signed agreements with these universities. The details are also available on our website under the pathway section. And how it typically would work is that student is eligible for credits transfer after he finishes the program with Sprott. I'll take an example. Suppose the student joins Sprott College for a business administration diploma. Now, this program is 1 year with us, which is the theory component, followed by, say, around 1 year of co-op option. And co-op is optional. Say, if the student graduates with this diploma, he has an option to continue his studies at any of these, say, 4 institutions I talked to you about. I'll take example of City University, because their pathway is very, very interesting here. They are accepting credits for majority of our programs. So if a student is doing tourism or hospitality or early childhood education or business, he has eligible credits which would be transferred. And now these credits, for example, a business program with co-op gives him 90 credits. which is equivalent to first and second year of the university degree program. That means student is studying at Sprott Shaw, but is technically gaining the necessary first and second year of the university and moves straight away into the university in the third year of the university.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's how it works. And now, just to add upon that, again, taking the example of City University, the transfer is almost seamless. So there are not any new requirements coming. The only requirement which is coming into my mind is to pass the diploma, which is like, of course, graduating year by year. But even an English exam is not required again, because SSLC student has come into SSC after getting the necessary English proficiency. So student doesn't have to worry about giving an English exam again or to improve the scores. A student from SSC is directly eligible to move into City University, pursue the Bachelor in Management program, can stay further for up to 2 years, finishing his degree, and then walks out even with a postgraduate work permit, say of up to 3 years. So that's a unique advantage we provide.
Right. And I believe this has a few opportunities for students or advantages, because I myself went to a college first and then transferred to university here. So the first advantage, I believe, they'll be studying at a much smaller classes at Sprott Shaw College before they transfer to university. It will be more student focused, and it will be more affordable for them to start with Sprott Shaw College, right?
Yes.
Instead of going to a university directly and spending more money, they'll be coming into Sprott Shaw. They'll pay less, and then they have higher chances to become successful because it's more student focused, right? Small classrooms, and then they'll be able to transfer their credits to your pathway partners, and then they'll obtain their degree or diploma.
Yes.
I've done the same about 10 years ago, so I suggest this pathway to all our students. That was it for my questions, but I'd like to add maybe a few more before we take questions from our audience. Let's say I'm an international student from overseas and I'd like to study at Sprott Shaw. Where do I stay? Do you help with accommodations? Do you find homestay, or do we have residences?
Oh, yes. Okay. We have GEC, Global Education Center, Education City. I'm sorry. Yes. Like several actually residents available on the lower mainland, and very safe and it's clean. And some of actually our students already using is very happy. So you can actually check their website, but it's really good. It's so many different if you would like to have your own, private room, you could have, or you say, well, I cannot afford it. I can just want a little bit, but I really want to stay there. Then you can actually share the bedroom with your friend, or you are brave enough. Okay, stranger is okay, so you can share. So it's a really clean, safe, environment the student can stay.
And also offers in-house facilities like it offers laundry services, in-house weekly cleaning services. So and actually the rooms are very, very clean, very well maintained. Also, some of these rooms come with the in-house kitchen. So I think all in all, great opportunity for students to come, and much affordable than just going out and venturing on your own. Because it's our sister concern, Global Education City. And we also plan to come up with many more residences. As of now, we have 1,000+ bed capacity. So I think that's a great feature. And then the best part is that they are just walking distance from the Vancouver campus.
Right, and of course we are all affiliated. We are under the umbrella of CIBT Education Group, and under this group there's Sprott Shaw Language College, Sprott Shaw College, and then we have our Vancouver International College, where we offer our core programs for international students, and of course we have our student accommodation body, which is GEC. You guys mentioned we have 4 residences in Vancouver currently in operation, and 2 of them are in downtown Vancouver, which are a walking distance to Sprott Shaw and Sprott Shaw Language College campuses. And we have 2 more one in Burnaby, and one in Vancouver, just outside downtown. So it's only like half an hour with the subway or with the bus. So we have many options for students if they want to come here and stay in our residences. All right. This was it for my question. So I see some questions popping up on the chat box. Let's see if I can read that. What are or how many courses do you have now? How many students do you have now? I think we answered this question in the beginning, but maybe you want to repeat it.
Yeah, and currently, Sprott Shaw, we have about 4,500 students in 16 campuses. And another question is how many? We have over 130 programs available. Yes.
And this ranges from business management, tourism and hospitality, early childhood education, healthcare programs, right? Nursing,
trades, yeah.
Trades. Okay, Athena has a question. How you can help me to get a co-op job?
Okay, Athena, so once you join the Sprott Shaw campus, any of the campuses, as I said, that we have dedicated people who are working on your profile. And so they are employment service specialists. We call them ESS, and they are available at each campus. And once you start the program, so as a part of your course, you are expected to engage with them. These ESS people are going to work on your profile. There are dedicated sessions, one-to-one sessions, in which they will be sitting with you, understanding your background, your interest areas, and then will be working with you on your resume. Once the ESS have the specific interest areas, they work with a range of companies from various sectors, and then they try to match your profile and get you and schedule an interview with you. Meanwhile, they will also be working on your interview skills and will be giving you demo interviews in which a simulation environment would be there so that you're better prepared and the confidence level is high. And once you go in for a final interview, once you are able to get that job, is how you get into the co-op. So this is how we do it.
Is there a set number of interviews that you arrange? Is this guaranteed? Because
yes,
some schools use this terminology.
Yes, I think very valid question, Elias. So we offer up to 3 interviews.
Okay.
Because we would expect a serious candidate to clear one of these 3 interviews. 3 interviews is something that we offer them. So, for example, if a student is not able to get selected in the first interview, the ESS would arrange a second interview and then a third interview.
And of course, it doesn't happen in a week. Sprott Shaw College prepares you from the beginning. As soon as you start your program, you get to sit down with the co-op placement person, right? And then you go through your resume, your CV with them, and then you prepare your cover letter, and then they'll look at your experience, what you've done in the past, and then we'll find the right fit for you accordingly.
Right.
I have another question here. Do you accept courses or credits from other schools? This is a great question, I guess. So are students, international students, able to bring their credentials overseas? And do you accept these credits at Sprott Shaw College, or how would it work?
We will usually ask the students to submit the transcript, the detailed information, and then we will actually review their credential and see how many credit you could transfer. But majority, it really depends what type of study experience they have. It's not only the course, the name. So we really need the detailed information to evaluate the students' education.
So Joe, if you want to apply to Sprott Shaw College, as I understood, it will be case by case. You can forward your transcripts, and they'll be able to help you with the transfer credits.
Right.
Any other questions from our audience? I see we have 60 people joining us today, which is very good. Very good number of people. Thank you for being here again. You can ask your questions live. We can invite you on the stage, and you can just you can be on the stage and ask your question live if you have any specific questions. So I see another question from Victor. Does co-op program work for PGWP? The PGWP stands for Post-Graduation Work Permit, for those who don't know.
Would you like to go ahead?
No, go ahead. That's,
Okay.
you're obviously a student interested in PGWP,
Okay.
so yeah.
Sure. Okay, so Elias, as we rightly pointed that PGWP stands for Postgraduate Work Permit. Okay, so an important reason why most of the programs in Sprott offer co-op is that the whole idea of co-op is to introduce the candidate or the student to the industry, right? So when the student is working, and then the duration of these co-ops are actually, say, anything between 6 to 9 months, which is, I would say, a considerable time for an industry to evaluate somebody if he could be a good fit for him or her as an employer to hire an employee on a full-time basis. So majority of the students in the past, international students, have been able to successfully get a job placement from these employers who have gone ahead and sponsored them and their work permit for a full-time work permit to stay and work in Canada. And in addition to that, the students who choose the other pathway, who would want to go and finish the university, a bachelor degree at the university, are eligible for the postgraduate work permit through the university pathway option, in which once they finish their bachelor degree, they are eligible for up to 3 years of postgraduate work permit.
So, Hemant, just to summarize what you've said, basically, Sprott college programs are not eligible for PGWP, but students have the option to continue on with your pathway partners,
Right.
and where they will be obtaining a diploma or a degree,
Right. Yeah.
and they will be able to apply for post-graduation work permit and get an open work permit up to 3 years, basically.
Yes. 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 I think that one is for you, Elias.
Yes.
Question?
Joe, yes, we do have TESOL certificate programs in our sister school, other sister school, VIC, Vancouver International College. If you want to know the details, you can send us an email. My friend Jim will share our email addresses and our website, how you can contact us, and we'll get back to you. Again, I mentioned this in all our webinars. We speak almost all the languages, so you can send your email in your own language, and same thing for Sprott College, right? We have advisors and marketers from all around the world where they can speak all the languages. So if you have specific questions, you can either email us, or for Sprott you can still email us, and we'll find out the answer for you. But for your question, Joe, we do have TESOL programs, and we offer them here in Vancouver. You can just send us an email and we'll get back to you. And we will have, I'm not sure if you were following our webinars, we did hold a webinar with our VIC Career Campus, Career College last week, and we will continue with those as well. So you should stay tuned, and you can learn more about our TESOL programs from our coordinator. All the courses can be taken online. That's correct. All our programs, including ESL, can be taken online right now. Okay, Taiwan. Juan has a question. Which program shorter than 1 year can transfer to City University from Sprott College? Do I need to provide IELTS to apply for City University? I think we answered this question, but Hemant, why don't you?
I have a specific. So as I said, the programs at Sprott ranges from 1 year to 2 years. But yeah, certainly we have a program which is less than 1 year as well. For example, if I talk about the business administration, sales and digital marketing course, again, a very, very popular program because of the niche skill it provides. the sales and digital marketing. It's close to I would say a 9-month program, 8-month to 9-month program, and it certainly qualifies for a transfer into PGWP. Not only that, there are certain students who might be bachelor degree holders in the past, right, and from their own home countries, and maybe they want to just use a pathway of Sprott and even come for a very short program like a business fundamental program. Now, this is just a 4-month program, but still leads to 30 credits, up to 30 credits, which is not bad at all. So we have such options available, and again, co-op and non-co-op. So right from BF, we popularly call business fundamental as BF, then BASTM, sales and digital marketing, BAM, and some of the other programs in hospitality as well are less than 1 year and certainly eligible for transfer into CityU. There's a sub question there. Do I need to provide IELTS to apply to City University? No, not if you are going through through Sprott. Then Sprott qualification is your proof of English proficiency. So you don't need to worry about IELTS or any other exam. You hop into SSC, move into City University. It's just like City University is running their first year at Sprott. So nothing can be more comfortable than that.
And you just answered this, but there was the second question. If they can take SSLC SL and directly transfer to Sprott College, yes, this is possible. Yes. As we explained it earlier, you can either take ESL, complete our ESL skill focused level 4, or any of our specialized programs like Power Speaking and Modern Media, Business English, IELTS preparation, or our EP program. But I would strongly suggest you to complete our EP program because it is focused on academic writing. When you transfer to Sprott College or any other college or university, you will definitely need these skills, academic writing skills, when you transfer to any college or university. So I strongly encourage you to complete our EP program. Can I apply for nursing program from overseas directly? If yes, what is the IELTS score? I'm a nurse in Taiwan and working in this industry for 8 years. This is a great question regarding your nursing program. So why don't you answer this, either Takako or Hemant?
Okay. If these students would like to apply for nursing program directly from Taiwan, in that case, IELTS score you need 7.0. But this individual seems like a nursing work experience in Taiwan, then she could use postgraduate, certificate in nursing for co-op. This is a special program. Somebody work experience, and also nursing license back home, so they can actually use their credential and prepare for the right national exam here. So I do recommend not just straight into nursing program. We call PGC and co-op, and then that's a co-op component built in. So once they complete that academic portion, they have a chance to work in the healthcare industry and then get some valuable, local experience in the healthcare industry that help them to, become a nurse, practical nurse in Canada. So I do recommend to consider PGCN. So if this individual probably can contact us directly, we can actually provide him or her with detailed, information. Okay.
And IELTS requirement for PGC and co-op is not 7, so it would be 6. So, which is an advantage.
Yes.
So for nursing programs, our pathway will not work, right? They'll have to provide an IELTS score because this is required by the government.
Yes. So all our programs are coming from the healthcare regulatory body, and because of that, there are certain requirements with respect to language and other requirements that the student has to meet as prerequisites, and that is where a dedicated English exam has to be cleared with the required score.
But what students can do if they need to take IELTS, they can study IELTS with us, IELTS test preparation, and we'll prepare them for the exam. And then once they're ready, they'll be able to take their IELTS test and become successful.
Yes, that's where the SSLC works very, very well.
Exactly. So we have all the options.
Yes.
All right, I guess that's all for the questions. It's almost 7 here in Vancouver. So to wrap things up, we were with Sprott College today. So thank you, Takako and Hemant, for joining us today to our webinar. We talked about Sprott College's programs, their admission requirements, and then your options, your study options with Sprott College and their pathway partners. We learned a bit of their history and their background. So thank you guys again. And
Thank you, Les.
And
Thank
thank
you.
you. We have a few more questions just before we end, and then I'll wrap things up. Do you have some program related to civil engineering? I believe that's a no.
Yeah, no, yes.
No, okay. And Mia has a question. I'm wondering, EC program at SSC, how long would the program take, and what is the job opportunity with EC diploma? That's another great question. So can you answer that question as well, please?
Okay. Oh, okay. Hima, you go. Okay.
I can answer.
I can go with EC program. Is that okay? Oh.
I'll give. I can talk about the duration. So EC program ranges. So we have multiple programs available there. Anything between 45 weeks to 77 weeks is a good bet. The 1 year that I talked about is 45 weeks is an EC basic certificate, leading to an EC educator license from the Ministry of Children and Family Development, British Columbia. All our programs are eligible for provincial licenses. So because it's a licensed profession, and post the EC basic, a student can add specializations like infant and toddler or special needs children, which leads to a combined diploma of 77 weeks. Yeah. And again, leading to an upgraded license. And Takako, if you could just talk about the job opportunities we have.
In here in BC, the high demand, even the COVID situation right now. So there's the nurses working the front line. If they have a kids, they have to actually leave their kids, have to go to work. So even this, COVID very unique situation, ECE educator is very busy taking care of those students. So this is a high demand area. So I think if you are interested in this program, it's a great opportunity if you stay in BC and next probably at least a few years, high demand job.
And there's one last question there from Taiwan. I saw SSC offers HCA program, and may I know more info about job demand during COVID-19? I think this is one of your most popular programs here.
Yes. So I think similar to what Takako talked about, so I think each course is 8-week or 15-week. Okay, I think there are two questions. I think the first one is related to maybe EC. Yeah. So the whole program is divided into courses, and each course could vary anything between 2 to 4 to even 8 weeks. So it really depends upon the particular topic that they are being covered. At the beginning of the program, student gets the complete program outline in which the whole program and the duration of each course is available. And there's another question. Very, very important. I think HCA, healthcare assistant, another very, very relevant field with respect to the current situation. And in fact, at this stage, I would like to announce the newly introduced program. We have recently announced the HCA co-op. And we have added the co-op to the HCA program, which makes it almost a 1.5-year program and brings in the much needed hands-on experience of the healthcare industry. And talking about the job demand, of course, just similar to EC, because the current situation with the frontline healthcare workers, whether it's a caregiver or whether it's working in age-old homes, or these long-term care centers, I think one job which is certainly in top demand right now is a healthcare professional, and I foresee this situation even when the situation improves. I would say there would be a larger focus with respect to the healthcare, especially for the elderly. So our program also, again, like many other programs, once the student completes the program, the theory component is eligible for a BC Care Rate registry number. Again, that's like a license to go and practice as a healthcare professional. So I think that's an again unique advantage, and of course, high paid jobs and much in demand.
All right, thanks, Hemant. I'll just wrap it up here.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us again. It was a great webinar. It was very interactive. And thanks everyone for being here today, joining us live. We will be live again this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. We will be with University of the Fraser Valley, UFV, and then next Tuesday at 12 p.m. noon time in Vancouver with Capilano University. So keep tuning in to our live webinars, live sessions with our partners. It was a pleasure to be with you here today, both Takako and Hemant.
Thank you, Elias.
Thank you.
And please, my friend Jem will share our social media accounts. So please follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Same thing with Sprott Shaw College, on YouTube, on all the social media platforms. And you can leave your questions there as well, or you can just contact us. Jem will share our contact us page from our, there you go, it's coming up right now. Again, thank you all. And I will see hopefully our audience again on Thursday. And thanks to Kako and Hemant.
Thank you, Elias. You've been
staying late today.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And once Jem is done with sharing all our accounts, we will stop the live session. Is there anything you guys wanted to add?
We're happy. Good.
To our prospective students, our agents, our partners overseas, this, of course, this is recorded and it will be watched all around the world. If you have any last minute.
So I would encourage agencies and students to get in touch with us through the various links that we have just kind of listing out there. And for any detailed information, and you can also visit our website for all the program information and as well as the other social media pages.
And let's just share Sprott Shaw's website as well here quickly.
Yeah, and our advisors would be more than happy to help you and assist you on each of your query and help you get over to Canada if you're from outside, and if you're already in Canada, of course, things will be can be completed much faster.
All right, then.
Oh, yeah, we can see the Sprott.
Thank you. That's SprottShaw.com.
Okay.
There you go. All right. Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
Ras.
And
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.